Hi guys, welcome back to another video in Next.js 14 using app directory. In this video, I will be using Daisy UI and implementing the theming. So in this page, you can see that I have this table, which is the component from Daisy UI, and this is the component from Daisy UI as well. This is just to elaborate you the how theming works. So we can actually implement more than light and dark mode in this library using the Daisy UI. So you can see that I can click on the light, dark, corporate. These names are coming from the Daisy UI. I can click on the Valentine, retro, aqua, and I have set the custom theme as well in this video. I'll show you all these configurations, how to set all these different themings. Daisy UI provide, I think, 25 plus theming. So if we are using the components from the Daisy UI, all these theming automatically applies to those components. All right, and if I set any theme, if I refresh the page, it will stay as it is. And this is what I'm managing using the local storage in the context API by creating the high order component in Next.js 14. So I will be creating a new Next.js 14 project from scratch, and I will start off configuring Daisy UI in my project and adding these components and integrating different theming. So let's open up the VS Code, and first of all, let me verify the version of Node. It is 20. So I will be using the npx create next app at latest space dot. I don't want to create another folder. So it's going to ask me few questions. So I will be hitting Y, and it's going to, yes, we need TypeScript, ESLint, Tailwind CSS. I'm gonna go with the source directory, and app router customize no. So it's installing and downloading different dependencies. So meanwhile it's getting installed. I just want to let you guys know that if you check my playlist Next.js 14 tutorials app directory, I've created a lot of videos including the type scripting, different project building, forget reset password, authentication authorization feature. And I've created a video on Next.js 14 theming with shade CNUI as well. You can check that out on this playlist, and you can see that I've created complete authorization system using Clerk, SEO, build a blog application, e-commerce, web application development. And if you check the Next.js 13 tutorial app directory, you will see all the crash course from basics to advanced, including the best practices, performance of the web app, connecting with the databases, Redux, Toolkit, context API, and all these things. It covers pretty much every topic that would need you to become a good Next.js developer using the app directory. So you can see I'm putting a lot of effort creating these videos for you guys. So it will really encourage me if you subscribe my channel and like this video, so I can create more videos for you guys. It's still installing, it's downloading the different dependencies, so let's wait for it. All right, so project is created. Let's go to the source folder, and inside the app directory I'm going to open up the layout. So I'm going to wrap these children first of all. I hope that you have some understanding about the app directory, how things work. If not, you can check out my playlist. I've created almost 50 videos on Next.js app directory, so you can check that out. So I'm just going to cut it and put it inside this div, and I'm going to add the class name to it, mx auto. I just want to make of everything including the navbar and the children to the center of the page. So this is just quick styling for that. So I'm going to write the text margin bottom equals to 10. All right, and I'm going to open up the page.tsx, and I'm going to remove everything within this main. Okay, and for now I can just add the home over here just to see on the UI. Now first of all, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to name it components, and inside it I'm going to create a navbar.tsx file, and let's use the snippet RAFCE. And inside this navbar I'm going to style it a bit. So this is the div. Inside this div I'm going to create a UL. Okay, so let's add some class name to it. So flex justify center, actually justify between. I want to add between the home logo and the sidebar content. So padding top equals to 5, items center. All right, so inside it, what we can do is we can have div, and inside this div we can have a link from next, and it require href /. Okay, let's add li and then the home. Okay, so this is just for formality. I'm just going to copy this div, and I'm going to paste it below. So this is going to have a class name because I want to wrap it in the form of row and put the gap of 5 between each of the buttons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add different buttons for the light theme, for the dark theme. So inside this button, let's give it light. Okay, so let's copy, let's paste that. So for now, let's add the dark to it. Let's add the corporate to it for now. All right, and I will be adding this nav bar over here above the children so that it's visible on all the pages. So here I will be importing the nav bar like it. All right, so before moving further, let's check that out how it's looking like on the UI. So I'm going to go to the browser. Let's refresh now, and this is going to load up. All right, so this is how it's looking. It's looking pretty cool. We have the home, we have the light, dark, corporate buttons, and this is the home coming from the page.tsx. So I'm going to open up the global.css file, and I'm going to remove everything, but I will keep these imports for the Tailwind because these are required for using the Daisy UI. Because Daisy UI is built upon the Tailwind CSS, we can combine the Tailwind CSS and the Daisy UI classes as well. So here, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to install the Daisy UI. So we can go to the daisyui.com/docs/install and click on the install. And this is what we need to install first of all. So for now, I'm not going to stopping the server. In fact, I'm going to open up a new terminal within the same directory, and I'm going to paste that command npm I, and I'll be installing Daisy UI at latest, and it will be installed over here. All right, in the dev dependency, you can see it is installed. All right, and after this, I need to add it in the plugin of the Tailwind CSS, Tailwind config file actually. So here. All right, so this has been added, and now don't go to the Next.js. This will navigate to, I think, the GitHub repository, stack builds. This is just the code. You can ignore that. I'm gonna open up the use, and so it's actually showing you that if you need to create this kind of button, you need to write all these Tailwind CSS classes, and Daisy UI comes with the cool looking only btn class. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this one, and let's go to the page, and let's try to add this button over here. And in React, we know that we need to use class name over here. We need to change it. So let's go, and here you can see that we have created this cool looking UI, including the hover effect, including the border radius, different border, and the button text capitalized as well. It is all happening because of only one class, and we can add different colors to it, like it. So let's try to add that button primary. Okay, this is going to change the color to the primary, and you can see that, and we can override the classes of it, and we can add some more classes to it of the Tailwind CSS, like the width 64 and rounded full. We can add that. All right, and I'm gonna come back to this particular page, customize components. So let's quickly do that. Let's say that we want to add the rounded full to all the buttons, to all the elements which are using the btn class. Okay, so we can override it using the Tailwind CSS apply function, this add apply. So we can do it by going over here, button apply rounded full. Now all the buttons, all the elements which are using the btn class is going to be rounded. This is how it's looking like. All right, so let's close this up now, let's go to the documentation. I'm using the documentation because I want to show you that how to use the documentation. So we can go to the config, and this is where we need to actually add different theme names. Okay, we need to add, first of all, let's add everything. In fact, we don't need everything. I'm just going to copy Daisy UI from here, Tailwind, and below plugins, let's close this object, and inside it we need to have themes, and inside these themes we need to have an array of all the theme names which are provided by Daisy UI. So let's go to the themes now. All right, so these are the different names. So these are all the different themes that the Daisy UI actually provide. We can check that out as well. I can click on the aqua. You can see that everything is aqua automatically because this website is built upon the Daisy UI. That's why it's actually taking up all the font colors, background colors, all the different colors which are set. Acid, winter, coffee, night, lemonade, cyberpunk, retro. So we can use all of these. So what I'm going to do is whatever we require in our application, we can copy these names from here and we can check how it's looking like by clicking on these things. So for now, let's try to add these light, dark, okay, inside it. So light, dark, and after this, I'm going to add the retro. Let's add the Valentine. Let me see what's the name. So this is the name Valentine. All right, and I also want to retro name is right. We need to have an aqua. So this is just to elaborate you guys how things work. Okay, so aqua. All right, so these are added. We can add the custom theme as well by adding the different colors. So if I go down, you will see that I can have my theme as well. So I'm going to copy this thing from here, and I'm going to add comma and paste it like this. So let me change its name within the double quotes to custom theme. All right, so this is how I can add my custom theme. These are the default colors which I can change. So you can actually, I will come back to all these configurations later on. All right, let me change the color. It's not looking good. Let's go to the dark. So by default, it takes up the dark theme as per the configuration that we saw over here. These are the optional default values. So we can override these. So we have set these values in our configurations. Let's go. We have set the light, dark, retro, Valentine, aqua, and these are the custom themes. So quickly, if I want to show you that how it's looking like if I manually change these themings. So what I can do is, let's go over here. Let's go down, and this is what I need to add. So data theme equals to light. Okay, for now I'm just trying to see that whether it started working or not. So I'm going to save this file. Let's go, and you can see that everything has become light. The text font color has been black, and the button color have been changed according to the light theme. And all these configurations that I've added, I can only use these particular theme names. So if I want to change it to retro, let's copy the name. Let's go over here. I'm just testing this out for now. So you can see that everything is being retroed, and the button background color have been changed. The hover effect have been changed as well because I'm using the components of this Daisy UI. Okay, actually these will be remain, I think, black because I'm not using the Daisy UI. Let's go. Yeah, so these will not be changed. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to add few stuff, the table and those components. So I'm going to open up the table. Okay, and I can copy up any table from here. All right, so let's copy this one, JSX, and I'm going to copy this one just to see if it gets affected because of theming. So I'm going to come over here. Let's try to paste this thing. All right, so I have pasted. Let's see if it started visible. Yes, this is started visible. And we can add some more components to see if things started working. So this is how it's looking, KBD stats. And I can add different stats from here. So let's try to copy this one, copy, and below this div I'm just going to paste that in. Let's see if it has started working, and yes, it has started looking good. uh, and the reason it's having a gap in between, because I think I've added justify between over here, and I can add the margin top as well, to 20. All right, so you can see that it's looking pretty cool, and according to the theme it's changing the color of this text and the background color of it as well. So I will be testing it again. So actually I don't want to add the margin top here. In fact, I want to add the margin top to this one. All right, so it will look good now. All right, you can see that it has added the space in between. Now it's time to actually create the context, create a high order component, and manage different theming and store the theming data in the local storage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file. In fact, let's create a folder, context. Okay, so inside the context I'm going to create a file. So this is going to be the theme context dot tsx. All right, so if you don't know how to use the context API, I have used this concept in almost 10 of my videos, but I have created a separate video as well, that how to integrate context API in Next.js 13. 13 also follows the app directory, so there is no difference. You can check that out and learn the context API. So first of all, I will be using the create context, use state hooks inside it. So this is something that I need to add the client at the top. Okay, so after this I will be importing few stuff. So first of all, I will be importing create context, use state, use effect that I will be using in this file, and I think that's pretty much it. So I will be adding React over here. All right, so let's try to export the theme context from here. So theme context, this is the variable, and then the create context, which I have imported above from the React. All right, you can ignore this error, it will not throw any error. This is just a TypeScript thing. Okay, so export const theme provider equals to, and I will be passing the children inside it. Okay, so let's add we can have the any type for now to it. Okay, so there seems an error. Let's try to wrap this. All right, over here I have misspelled the const, and it will work fine. Okay, so inside it I'm going to pop in few state variables to save some of our time. Theme, set theme, by default I am setting the light theme, and is mounted, set is mounted. This is the logic that I'm building. Is mounted means that sometimes it takes time to fetch the value from the local storage and update the background and the colors of it. So meanwhile, when it is not mounted, I will be showing the loading bar on the page. Okay, so I can use the use effect here. All right, first use effect, this is going to have no dependency. So first of all, once that is triggered, I will be setting is mounted equals to true. All right, and then I will be using a variable stored theme equals to local storage dot get item theme, or by default, if it does not exist, by default I'm setting the light theme. All right, so I can use that variable set theme equals to the stored theme variable. All right, so after this I'm going to check if it is not mounted, then I'm simply going to return the loading, which will be visible for 1 second on the UI. Okay, so after this I can create a different function to change the value of this theme. So I can write the change theme equals to theme equals to string like it, and set theme equals to theme which is coming from the client side, whoever will be calling this function. And then I will be setting this theme variable inside the local storage. Okay, and finally we need to return stuff from here. So I will be using the theme context dot provider, and I will be giving it a value which is required, and I need to pass the theme name and the function, because outside of this thing both of these values are required. This is to change the theme in that attribute that I just showed you. And after this I can add the children, and let's close this theme provider from here. So I think we are done with this file. If you don't know how the context API works, you can check that out, but I have tried to explain each and everything in this file. So what this is doing is, whoever is trying to access these state variables, I'm passing it in this value attribute. So this theme and change state theme will be available, will be accessible to all the components which are being used in this particular application. All right, so let's save it, and I'm going to create another file. So quickly, I just want to let you guys know that I've created this WhatsApp channel, and you will be getting updates on the new things which I'm working on and the new videos quickly. Go check out the link in the description of this video and open up that link and follow my channel on the WhatsApp with name Programming with Umair. So let's create that. I'm going to right click the context folder, and I'm going to name it client theme wrapper dot tsx. All right, so actually I need to create this wrapper to wrap my layout file. The reason is that I need to use the use context hook, and I don't want to convert my page, actually the layout.tsx file, into the client component, and use context hook can only be used within a client component. All right, so use context from React. All right, and here I will be importing the theme context which I have just created from the theme context file. Okay, from here, and now I will simply export default function client theme wrapper, and it's going to take in the children of the layout file. Okay, for now just add the any, and let's try to import the theme value from here. Use context theme context, which I have imported above. Okay, and then I will be returning the div, and let's add the children over here. Okay, so for now let's keep it like this, and I'm going to open up the layout.tsx file. Here I'm going to wrap everything within the theme provider. Okay, so this has been wrapped around the div. Inside the theme provider I need to wrap it in the client wrapper. So client theme wrapper. All right, so the reason I have wrapped into both, because the theme provider actually contains these values, these two values, the theme and the change theme function. All right, and I need to use this theme outside of this file, so it has to be wrapped within the theme provider in our layout file, because we are using theme over here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, I don't need to make any change in this file, so I'm just going to close it. I'm just going to close this file as well, and I don't need to open up this file. So I'm going to import that function which I have created over here, this set theme, because I am this change theme actually, because this is needs to be used outside of this file from these buttons, so that it can change the set theme value of this state variable. So when this value is going to get changed, we are going to get back this value in over here from this theme, and we are going to change the value from here. So I'm going to open up this thing. You know that I have added this data theme retro over here. I'm just going to remove it from here. Let's close it, and I'm going to paste it over here. All right, and here I can change it to theme. So this is how we will be wrapping everything, the whole div, including the navbar and the children, under this particular file. And this theme is going to get applied to all the children, including the navbar and the content in the body. Okay, and this theme is something which we need to update by calling this function now. So I'm going to open up this navbar. So in this navbar, I need to import this thing. So this one, which I have already done. So here I will be using change theme, and this is going to be from the use context hook. And I need to actually call that theme context. So theme context from that file. Okay, now I can use this change theme function within these buttons. So this is the light mode. So first of all, let's try to change its color to the BTN for now. And I'm going to add an on click event. So on click, arrow function, change theme, and I will be passing light to it manually. Okay, and let's add the class name to it as well, btn bg gray. Since I am manually using the Tailwind CSS classes, so it will not be changed by the Daisy UI theming. It will remain same. Okay, and I need to change its text to white because the background is always going to be dark. All right, so btn dark, and let's copy the on click event from here and change it to dark. All right, so let's go. There seems an error. You cannot dot into a client module from a server company. You can only pass the imported name through the navigation bar. All right, so we need to change it to the use client actually, because we are using the on click functions. All right, so you can see that the error is gone. Let's go over here. Let's refresh. All right, so I can click on the light. It's working. And I can click on the dark. All right, guys, so it has started working. And let me see if the values are getting updated in the local storage. Yes, it's getting updated. If I click on light, it's getting updated over here. Okay, so let me refresh the page. If it remains the white, yes, it remains the white, and this is all because of this thing, this local storage logic which I have implemented. All right, so let's quickly copy paste these buttons. I'm just going to remove it, and I'm going to pop in the different designs that I've already added, so you don't need to wait for that. So let's add that. So I've just popped in all these things. Okay, so we have this retro. Do we have the Valentine? No. Yes, Valentine is added. Uh, we don't have this corporate, so I'm just going to remove it so it doesn't cause any problem. So let's save this file. Let's go over here, and now you can see that it has started showing up. We can click on the dark. Let's refresh the page. Yes, let's click on the Valentine, and it's showing the pink color. And let's click on the retro aqua custom theme. So these are the custom values. This is not actually light because you can see that the background is white, but the text colors are different, and it must be using some Daisy UI classes that is changing its color. But we can actually come back over here and change the colors over here as well. All right, so this is how we can implement theming, and we can add some more variables over here. If I go to this one, and I can go to the config, actually the colors, and you can see that these are all the colors available. that we can add in it. And if I click on the theme, let's go down. uh, these are the different names, and we can override the designs of theme as well by changing the border width, border color, or any other property. And if the color is being changed, we can change layout as well based upon the color which is selected. We can override this the existing theming designs as well by changing its primary color, primary focus color, by adding this require dot 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 required function as well. And we can override the classes here as well. Okay, I'm just looking into that, all those variables. Just going to pop in my own values like this. So these are the recommended variable names which we can add over here. And if I go over here, if I click on the custom theme, you can see that it has become dark. It is not actually this dark. It's slightly dark, and it's changing the color of buttons as well, which is using the built-in classes of the Daisy UI. Okay, so we can modify these things as well. If you have liked this video, don't forget to subscribe my channel. I'm putting a lot of effort creating these videos for you guys. And comment below if you have any question. And one more thing, that I have created a WhatsApp channel as well with Programming with Umair name, and I'll be giving the link of it in the description of this video. I would suggest you guys to follow that channel on WhatsApp to get updates quickly about what I'm doing, and the new videos which are coming up. So do check out the WhatsApp channel link in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in the next video.